one of the things that's going to be fascinating to watch over the next month or so is going to be the scramble that right-wing talkers like Limbaugh and others are going to try and figure out where their audience is going to be. You saw Cernovich. He's going to be the one who's, telling you the truth. Although Cernovich, I feel like, like next week he could be saying the complete opposite if he finds it. But here is Dave Rubin, and still clinging on. This is him yesterday, clinging to the idea that, like, I don't know if it really is, Trump supporters who were in there. This is like, I just like, how dumb. Well,
it's not. He's dumb, but he's also a bad faith actor.
Well, I was also going to say, like, how dumb do you have to think that your audience is? And then I stopped myself in the middle. But go ahead. Here's Dave. He has no
respect for his audience, please.
Okay, so what you're seeing there is a whole bunch of Trump supporters outside the White House, outside of the Capitol building, and what appears to be a bunch of them yelling that an Antifa member, now I don't know if he was Antifa, but somebody who apparently is not a Trump supporter is bashing the window, and they're all saying no Antifa. They're trying to stop him.
They're all saying it was one woman
pushing and pulling him away from the window. I think that's just worth showing.
Just asking questions.
Oh, just worth showing. No agenda. I'm just trying to be a respected YouTube journalist and asking questions. Also, there's no context into what that woman is saying. She could be like, I'm against Antifa. Everything's Antifa. Like,
one woman 200 yards away from the windows, too, making accusations that it's an Antifa
I think what she is saying, honestly, I think the most charitable view of that is, don't do that. That's what Antifa does. And like, okay, I'm willing to accept the premise that there were maybe thousands of people who were like, hey, wait a second, we shouldn't be smashing the windows of Congress. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to continue to support it. But I mean, like the idea that somehow, this is the thing, is that he knows, and this is why I say he knows, right? Like in this instance. Louis Gohmert, I heard Louis Gohmert on Wednesday, I guess it was Wednesday night, calling into the Sean Hannity show Wednesday afternoon, saying, I think it was Antifa. We're looking at the video, and it could be Sean. And then Sean Hannity was like, well, I mean, that's one of the options. And Mark Levin, same thing. It could be Antifa. I don't know. This is absolutely wrong.
Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
And here is like Dave Rubin. He just wants to put it into the bloodstream because, look, he knows this is not Antifa, but we need to sort of like maintain some type of fiction. I mean, this is not a situation where you have like one random person banging on these windows. I mean, you have people showing up with handcuff, the zip ties. You have people going in there with weapons. You have people going in there with full-on plans. Like there's a lot of these people.
You have white supremacists that we've identified. You have people wearing Holocaust-denying sweatshirts. Again, the zip ties. Again, the pipe bombs. And the now 5 deaths. But like, this is classic, just drop my pen, classic conservative playbook, right? Where they just put a little feeler out there in order to dispel the conversation, scatter it.
Here's a theory you can rely on.
Right.
Here is the
Law Boy.
Who is Law Boy?
He's on the 5-4 podcast.
Okay. The leading right-wing conspiracy is that a handful of clever leftists use crowd control tactics to trick thousands of patriots into storming a federal building, a theory that requires the MAGA protesters to be literally as dumb as a basic herd animal. I mean, that's true, but I'm sorry. It's also like there's just so like it's even worse than that, I think, because I can understand the concept of like, putting provocateurs into a crowd. I mean, that is, that can be an effective technique. But these people there were thousands of people pushing upon these gates to push them over. I'm sorry. I mean, like the idea
Right.
that you needed one particular move. And the thing is, it's also this is not like, hey, one person smashes the window of a Target and a bunch of people go in to take TV sets. This building was assaulted from every possible entrance that existed. You had people climbing the walls.
That's how someone died.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You had people climbing the wall, scaling the building. This was not like one window broken and people rush in.
And
no, this is like,
and for the purpose of stopping a vote count, not for stealing a TV after a bunch of righteous protests, protests for Black
clip
lives.
was that clip of the woman who got maced, and she's like, "They maced us. They maced us. I got mace on my face. What's your name? Elizabeth. I'm from Tennessee. What were you doing in there? Well, it's a revolution. We were storming the Capitol. Like, wait, what?
You answered your own question.
Insane.